Okay, so... Oh,
Headquarters made it clear. No exceptions.
oh, she's talking about that. Okay, so I need to go see Tracer Tong. I'm gonna drop it to you.
Onward order soldiers.
So you want me to disarm in the middle of a war zone?
No, you've just got to consent to the standard deactivation procedure before entry. I'll transmit the encrypted safety lock bytecode, which will effectively freeze all your weapons. Sensors at the exit will automatically reactivate everything you're carrying when you leave.
Right.
Here you go.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on in.
Ugh. Hey, buddy.
I found her Holiness. Turns out she's Nicolette Duclair, an Illuminatus.
Of course she is. That was my precise purpose in sending you to save her, so that you would believe me when I say that we face a great danger. The Illuminati have been very successful at reshaping the post-collapse world. Control of our technology would allow them to create a hand-picked ruling elite.
How can they simultaneously support the ideals of the Order and the commercialism of the WTO?
The Illuminati have always sought just one thing: centralization. Centralization of wealth, power, and ideology. The implementation details are unimportant.
So they centralize wealth with the WTO and ideology with the Order. What about power?
That they hope to get from us. Work with our charming co-conspirators just a little while longer. When you have the sequencing module for the gate, you'll be free to contact JC on your own.
Okay, what else, Tracer?
Extraordinary times, my young friend.
Isn't that a Chinese curse?
We are about to see the rebirth of global civilization. What form it takes will shape human history for centuries.
Okay.
JC's vision 2 decades ago was far ahead of our means to implement it, but that is about to change.
Right.
The rest of your questions will be answered in due time.
Alright. What the hell that? Oh.
My chopper is ready when you are.
Oh, crap! No!
I need someone to take me to the Raustadt neighborhood.
As you wish. I will meet you on the rooftop next to the tavern.
Okay, that's fine. I gotta go see, Chad Dumier. Okay. Surprised these guys aren't gonna make a suicide run. At the SSC headquarters. Yeah, I didn't personally trust that guy.
Guess you guys pulled it off.
Is he in here? Visitation? Holy stuff?
Your followers haven't expelled you yet?
Word is leaking out that Her Holiness and I have been secretly working together. I think we can spin that into diplomatic ties.
Or private negotiations. How does that sound, darling?
No need for people to have the perception that we started these organizations for some other purpose.
Unless somebody tells them.
I could tell them myself. They would think it was the same old story. The Illuminati secretly controlling the world. Who? Some might believe it, but everybody else would laugh in my face.
People want to believe certain things about their leaders. That's always been our key to power.
You said you had a map of the Templar compound.
Yes, of course. Here you are. Find the sequencing module. Go through the gateway to JC's sanctuary. We have our own interest in protecting JC Denton from the Templars.
I would think that you and Apostle Corps would be bitter enemies.
We are, but first the clam must give up its pearl. Good luck, Special Agent Denton. We will call on you when the time comes. In case you need a pilot to take you to the compound, the Nine Worlds Tavern is a good place to hire one.
Alright. That's all you have to say?
That was a pretty low trick you played on the world, taking advantage of the collapse to seize power, and then deceiving people with a phony conflict between business and idealism.
No society is without this conflict. Our intention is to develop both principles and then integrate them into an open, secular society.
One puppeted by the Illuminati.
Our work has always done more good than harm. The collapse would have been far more devastating if Chad and I hadn't served the memory of my mother and of my family's history by rebuilding the Illuminati organization, which was nearly destroyed by MJ-12.
There was a time when we were the rebels. The older generation had failed us in so many ways. But now we see that the flaw was in their methods, not their intentions.
Their intention to disguise tyranny with so-called free institutions.
The average citizen in a society of billions is never free, whether because of tyranny or simply because of the contrast between his small size and the size of the government.
We plan to give people a sense of freedom and a prosperous world. In practical, historical terms, that's about as good as it gets.
Be there for us, Alex. The critical time is approaching. The Old Order is generally recognized as the high point of civilization. We simply want to revive it.
If it was the high point of civilization, it wouldn't have collapsed.
You grew up in hard times, Alex. Don't let that make you into a cynic. Order will prevail. It always does, whether the cause is mystical or merely secular. I can't believe that madman Saman has transformed the Rockstadt Church into a barracks.
Of course. He's doing the same thing you guys are doing.
Decide where you stand, Alex. It won't be long before you have to choose.
Help us put the world back together, Alex.
Yeah, I'll talk to JC when we get to talk. I got any ammo? I'm gonna talk to Vera Maxwell. You in here, Vera? Vera. Mind me taking a few supplies. Alright, didn't see her.
The
See
commander
Vera
can answer your
Maxwell?
questions.
See that? The same freaking thing. Right. Same freaking symbol. Something very strange about this. I never saw Dr. Massif. So she wants me to meet her they're on a helo pad. What the hell's going on? Never saw Dr. C.
You are becoming a very interesting source of information. I will help you to recover the component for the teleportation device.
More decryptions of my communications?
I'm your friend, Alex. The more I know, the better I can protect you.
Just get me to the Rastatt, and try not to draw too much attention.